Persecuted Christians are finding support all over the globe. Their cause is being discussed in some of the most famous buildings, like the White House and London's Parliament. And it's not just Catholics and evangelicals who are rallying the cause. Joining us now from the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C. is Archbishop Angaelos from the new Coptic Orthodox Diocese of London. Welcome to the program. I know you've been honored by the Queen of England for your services on international religious freedom. Tell us what you hope to accomplish here.
Yes, good day to you all. I think the most important thing in us coming together is recognizing the plight that so many people are experiencing at the moment, and the fact that when we come together and speak together, we can keep that issue alive and at the same time try to collaborate to help them as much as we can in whatever way we can.
But what do you want specifically? I know Coptic Christians are in Egypt. Is there anything that you're asking for?
Well, I think this issue is wider than Coptic Christians in Egypt. I think it's something that affects Christians all over the Middle East and sometimes all over the world. The one thing I think we want to call upon as Christians is the right of every person to worship freely. And if that be our brothers and sisters Christians, that is also good, because when we do that, we add credibility to our calling and our message as Christians.
In 2013, Prince Charles visited the Coptic Orthodox Church Center in London, Archbishop Angaelos, and he expressed his concern for Christians in the Middle East. You work closely with British Parliament. Here in America, we're tracking legislation, and on News Nightly, we cover that all the time. Can you tell us what the British government is doing to help, and is aid from that government getting to Christians?
Well, there is a greater consciousness of what's going on and the need to collaborate, working with the churches and organizations on the ground. So I think from that perspective, we see the British government doing more. Of course, what we do need is also to realize that there needs to be collaboration between governments and between policies, rather than people working in silos and then wasting good resources.
Christians in Egypt have been targeted by terrorists. This year alone, at least 71 Christians were killed in attacks. How is the Coptic community coping?
Well, over the past 12 months, we've had almost 150 people killed, actually, with between church bombings, shootings of pilgrims on the way to monasteries, and then targeted attacks. We've been called by those who seek to attack us as their favorite prey. But I think what we see in Egypt is an incredible sense of resilience and a desire to continue to live within that context. Now, what happens is that people don't stop living as Christians. Their churches are still full and they're still effective and people still live their faith, but they do so knowing that they are more vulnerable and moving as targets through a community. So I think that really needs to be addressed, because it undermines the state of citizenship, where a person needs to be protected by the state, but also accountable.
Archbishop Angaelos of the Coptic Orthodox Diocese of London, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.